culturally savvy Christian was born in the 60s when I sat at Fillmore West listening to Jefferson Airplane with two guys smoking grass on either side of me. I was a new follower of Jesus, and I asked myself, what would Jesus do? It wasn't like I was asking whether Jesus would smoke grass. I was asking whether he would be at Fillmore West with these kind of spiritual seekers. And I remember that in addition to sex, drugs, rock and roll, the 60s were about kind of spiritual journey. The Doobie Brothers, Jesus is Just All Right, Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky, Joni Mitchell, We Got to Get Back to the Garden. So on the one hand, I saw a generation that was doing its spiritual seeking outside of organized religion. And on the other hand, I saw a church that was kind of withdrawing from those long-haired, grass-smoking freaks, or doing combat with them, breaking the Beatles albums. And that's when the book was born, because I began to ask myself, if Jesus cares about people on spiritual journey, why doesn't the church care about those people? American popular culture, which in the 60s we thought was going to turn out to be this great, rich, intellectual, artistic place, has turned out to be characterized by entertainment, which is diversion, amusement, which is mindlessness, celebrity, Paris Hilton. It's not about great art or ideas. It's about marketing and making a lot of money. It's really interesting when we look at how celebrity functions in American life and culture. Because celebrity actually, in a strange sort of way, is a way of fulfilling spiritual longings. I mean, we're all looking for something transcendent in life. And celebrities have become those transcendent figures. As a matter of fact, there have been a lot of studies that show that in a certain way, celebrity is a form of worship, where we have these completely other people who we admire and look up to. It used to be that celebrity was something that was accomplished when you accomplished something. We shouldn't be aspiring to be like most of today's celebrities, but we still do because we have this longing for the transcendent. Today's younger generation is leaving religion, and I actually compliment them for that, because I think what they're looking for is something authentic. And if what they see in the religious experience around them isn't authentic, I think they need to go and find something that is real and authentic. Jesus had a lot to say about seeking, but in Jesus' parables, the seeker always found something. Today, it's as if we've elevated seeking to kind of an absolute value. An ambassador represents one country to another, and they learn both languages so that they can communicate. That's what I think a Christian is supposed to be in culture, somebody who listens to culture, listens to faith, and builds a bridge between the two. And finally, we can create a richer culture through creating better art. You know, I find a lot of religious people want to complain about the superficiality of culture. They want to complain about nudity and profanity and violence in the movies today. I love what Michelangelo said. He said, "My art is my critique." In other words, instead of complaining about the culture that was around him, he made better art. And I think people of faith need to stop complaining about the culture they're in and start making more serious contributions to it. Today's Christianity is caught up in making money off of a parallel universe. We have our own music, we have our own publishing companies, we have our own bookstores, we even have our own cruises, so you don't have to hang around with all those pesky Christians. This is not the way Jesus intended it to be. Jesus intended to transform people so that we could enter the world as a loving, transforming presence. Jesus came to love the world, not to condemn the world.